In this video, we're going to talk about how to compare fractions, how to determine which fraction is greater. So here's the greater than symbol, and here's the less than symbol, and here's the equal sign. So let's compare these two fractions, 2/5 and 3/5. Which fraction is greater in this example? Notice that the denominator of the fraction are the same. Okay, so when the denominator of the fraction are the same, so all you need to do is to compare the numerator of the fraction. So the numerator of the fraction are 3 and 2. So if you compare 3 and 2, 3 is greater than 2. Okay, so 3/5 is greater than 2/5. Let's look at another example. What if the numerators are the same and denominators are different? Now, here is what you need to know. As the numerator of the fraction increases, the value of entire fraction increases as well. When the denominator of the fraction increases, the value of the fraction decreases. So these two are directly related and these two are inversely related. So what this means is that if you have a fraction with a very large denominator, the value of the fraction, the decimal value will be very small. Notice that 7 is greater than 6. So this fraction 5/7 will be less than 5/6. So 5/6 is greater than 5/7. Now, there are different ways to confirm this answer. One way in which you can confirm it is by converting the fraction into decimal. So if you type this in your calculator, 5 divided by 6, you should get 0.83 repetitions, but I run up to 100. So if you divide 5 divided by 7, you should get 0.71. So again, 0.83 is greater than 0.71. Therefore 5/6 is greater than 5/7. Now let's look into another example. 3/4 and 2/3. Which fraction is greater? In this example, the numerator and the denominator is not the same. So what can we do? Well, there is a few different ways you can do with this case. You can convert each fraction into decimal and compare it that way, or you can cross multiply each fraction. So let's cross multiply. So we're gonna multiply 3 and 3 and 4 and 2. So 3 times 3 is 9 and 4 times 2 is 8. Okay, so 9 is larger than 8. 9 is larger than 8. So 3/4 is greater than 2/3. Now let's confirm the answer with the calculator. So if you type 3/4, you should get 0.75, and if you type 2 divided by 3, you should get 0.66. So now you can see clearly that 0.75 is greater than 0.66. Hence 3/4 is greater than 2/3. Let's try another example. Let's say if you have 4/5 and 2/3. Okay, so which fraction is greater? So if you want to try, pause the video and have a go. Okay, so we're going to use cross multiplication technique, which is easier instead of converting each fraction into decimal. All right, so if you want to use cross multiplication method, we're going to multiply 3 and 4 and 5 and 2. All right, so what is 4 times 3, which is 12, and 5 times 2 is 10. So from here we can see that 4/5 is greater than 2/3. Let's confirm the answer by putting this into calculator. So 4 divided by 5 is 0.8, and if you divide 2 divided by 3, you should get 0.66 repetitions. So from here we can see that 0.8 is greater than 0.6 is, hence 4 divided by 5 is greater than 2 divided by 3. Okay, so here's another example. Let's try 4/9 and 5/7. Try this problem, 4/9 and 5/7. Use the cross multiplication technique and then confirm your answer by getting common denominators and comparing the value of the numerators. So first, let's multiply 4/7 and 9/5. So 4 times 7 is 28 and 9 times 5 is 45. So 28 is less than 45. So therefore we could say that 4/9 is less than 5/7. So that's going to be the answer. But let's confirm it by getting common denominators. So what am I going to do is multiply 4/7 by 7/7. So 4/9 multiply 7/7. And I'm going to multiply 5/7 by 9/9. Okay, so here 7 times 4 is 28, and 7 times 9 is 63. And then here 5 times 9 is 45, and 7 times 9 is 63. So now I have a common denominator of 63, and notice that we got 28 and 45. So 28/63 is less than 45/63. Try 3/5 and 4/7 maybe. All right. So feel free to use any technique that you prefer. I'm going to use, in this case here, cross multiplication. So I'm going to multiply 3 and 7 and 5 and 4. So what is 3 times 7, which is 21, and 5 times 4 is 20. All right, so these numbers are pretty close, but 21 is still greater than 20. But now let's confirm the answer by converting each fraction into a decimal. All right, so convert into decimal. All right, so let's put this into a calculator. Before that, let me do one more step here. So we know that 3/5 is greater than 4/7. Right, now let's do the converting. So if you divide 3 5, you should get 0.6, and if you divide 4 by 7, you should get 0.57. Oh yeah, 0.57. So you should get a 0 here. So now you can see that 0.60 is greater than 0.57, hence therefore we can apply the symbol. There you go. So now, what if you need to compare 3 fractions instead of 2 fractions? What if, let's say, you have 4/5 and 2/3, and another one will be 5/6. What would you do in this case? So keep in mind that the cross multiplication method works if you are comparing 2 fractions at a time, but now you have 3 fractions. So if you want to compare 3 fractions, you can actually convert all 3 fractions into a decimal, or you can just get a common denominator. Between all 3 fractions, let's find a common denominator for this example, and then like we could rank it in ascended order. So what is a common multiple of 5, 3 and 6? So 30 is a common multiple of 3, 5 and 6, and 30 is divisible by 5, 3 and 6. So if you divide 30 by 5, you get 6, and if you divide 30 by 3, you get 10, and if you divide 30 by 6, you will get 5. And keep in mind that if you multiply in the denominator with a number, you have to multiply the numerator as well. So I have to multiply 4 as well. So here I have to multiply with 10, and here I have to multiply with 5. So 6 times 4 is 24, and 6 times 5 is 30 here, and then we have 10 times 2 is 20, and then we have 10 times 3, which is 30, and then we have 5 times 5 which is 25, and we have 5 times 6, which is also 30. So if we were to rank it in to a ascending order, so the simplest is 20/30, and then 24/30, and then 25/30, and let's put the symbol in. So there you go. 20/30 correspond to 2/3, and 24/30, which is corresponding to 4/5, and 25/30 correspond to 5/6. So which are less than. So 2/3 is less than 4/5, and 4/5 is less than 5/6. So therefore, this is the answer. That's how you can compare and order the fractions from least to greatest.